Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a new Netflix film, Cadaver. Before we begin, let me know in the comments if you were looking forward to this or what your thoughts were if you've seen it already, and make sure to give this a thumbs up if you like these reviews. It helps me out immensely if you do that. Also, if you're new here and you like movies, whether it be blockbusters, hidden gems, or everything in between, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with reviews of new releases and some classics. But now, let's jump right into it. This takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where a family takes shelter at a hotel where a charity event is being held. They have dinner and then take part in an immersive theater experience where they're allowed to wander the hotel as they see fit. However, the true intentions of the hotel's owner begin to emerge as theater and reality begin to blend. This is a Norwegian film that marks the feature-length debut of Herand Herdal, who wrote and directed this. I didn't see the trailer, though I knew it was floating around, and there seemed to be some positive reception behind it. While this is an original story, the idea of an immersive theater experience like the one seen here has actually been done before. There's a play in New York called Sleep No More, which is a retelling of Macbeth in the style of an Alfred Hitchcock movie. I've done it, and it's a really great time, and probably one of the most unique experiences I've ever had with anything theater related. So like the play, the audience here are given masks and can roam through the hotel however they choose. They can follow specific sets of actors, go into rooms with them, go up the stairs with them, down the stairs with them, stop wherever they want, and watch them perform scenes. And they can break off from them anytime they wish and follow someone else. It's a really unique concept, and this is the first time I recall that experience being incorporated into a movie. Though it's also kind of unfortunate that that's the case, as I also found this movie to be very predictable, at least in terms of story. The idea of fantasy and reality blending together is nothing new, plus there are times where concepts are introduced early on, and you know they're somehow going to play a big role down the line, and there are people we meet whose intentions are questionable from the very beginning. I mean, the fact that this family is allowed to have dinner and a show for free, and the fact that the owner barely puts up an argument when they want their young daughter to join them when kids really aren't allowed, is too good to be true. It raises suspicions almost instantly, and you can quickly call where it goes. This is also an event-based movie rather than a character-based movie. You don't really learn much about our main characters. They're mainly just a family trying to survive this post-apocalyptic world, which itself isn't really explored. Meanwhile, it's made very obvious that the hotel owner is someone we shouldn't be trusting, and his reasoning behind setting up this show is summed up in only a few lines. You're not going to really get much backstory out of anyone here. So if you kind of have an idea early on where this is going, there will be a number of moments where it's supposed to shock you that you can see coming. There are some scenes where there's supposed to be a big reveal, but you may end up calling it early on and won't end up being too surprised. That all being said, there's still a level of enjoyment to be had with this. I can see it having a cult following down the line, or some people even calling it a guilty pleasure, partially because this type of immersive theater experience hasn't been shown in film before, and some people may have some fun seeing it in action. Plus, if you're into bloodier horror movies, I think there are enough moments here that will leave you satisfied. There's a grim tone to the movie overall, but there's also a fair amount of action-oriented scenes, and there's enough that I think will make up for its ultra-serious feel. Even if you can predict where it's going story-wise, you'll get some thrills from these bloodier moments. Plus, I also found it very well acted. Even though the characters aren't written all that great, the performances are what makes these characters worth investing in. I'm not even going to attempt pronouncing the names of the actors, as I'm probably going to butcher them, but the three main characters are Leonora and Jacob, who are the husband and wife seeking shelter in the hotel, and Matthias, who's the hotel owner. This is my first time being exposed to any of these actors, but they all did a solid job. Plus, since the film does involve a blending of fantasy and reality, the one thing I did enjoy the most, story-wise, is seeing characters have to join the play in order to survive. And at times, you're not actually sure if they switch sides or if it's just an act. So even though a lot of the twists are predictable, there were some that were fairly well done. Also, I found it competently made on a technical level. Herdal clearly knows how to stage effective horror scenes. There are moments taking place in narrow hallways or cramped rooms, and things such as the lighting and the shot composition crank up the creepiness factor a number of times. There isn't a reliance on jump scares, and it tries to use the atmosphere to elicit thrills. And it also moves very quickly. It's not even 90 minutes, so you'll breeze through this very fast. So while the predictable nature of this story may be a major turnoff for some people, I think there's just enough that some of you may actually have a decent enough time with it. This is a mixed bag, and I could see people not enjoying this entirely. It's not very deep in terms of character development, and a lot of the twists are predictable. That being said, there are a fair amount of positives. The acting's great, it's shot well, it's a unique concept, it moves quickly, and there are some fun, bloody action scenes that may satisfy fans of the genre. I personally had a good enough time with it, but because those negatives are also so prominent, I totally get if you have the total opposite of experience. But overall, I thought it wasn't bad. Cadaver gets a 6.5 out of 10. So let me know, have you seen Cadaver, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the concept, and what's your favorite theater experience, if you have one? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you next time.